of the children of God. William Penn, who was born 1644, died 1718, who was one of the founders of America, said, "No pain, no balm, no thorns, no throne, no goal, no glory, no cross, no crown." The Bible says that the Christian is called to endure sufferings. Let me say a few words just for the sake of Igor sitting here today. He comes from a part of the world that has seen incredible sufferings. He's a Russian. He has suffered for Christ. I was talking to some of my dear friends this week, and some of them said, "You know, I could never go to Russia." I said, "Why not?" They said, "Well, it's too hard to live there. Hotels aren't good enough because it's too cold." I must say to my dear friends who said that, that's hardly the spirit of Jesus. Think what Jesus gave up for you. Jesus gave up glory. He gave up paradise. He came down to this little hellhole and made it his home. And I have people who say, "I won't go to Russia unless I can stay in a 5-star Hilton hotel." You know what that's telling us? We really don't love Jesus. The Bible tells us that this lifetime, as a Christian, I must get used to suffering. I turn on some of the television programs and I hear the television preachers, and they say, once you become a Christian, you're going to be immune to suffering. Over here in this country, Igor, they have what they call the secret rapture, and they say the saints of God are raptured home, and then the trouble starts. So they say the Christians, in other words, they're saying the Christians are such a weak bunch in this part of the world that God has to take them home or else they could never get saved. So he takes...
Then he should have taken Russians.
Well, he should have taken the Russians before the sufferings. But you come from a part of the world where tens of millions have been battered to death. But Igor, you want to know this? Even people who suffered terribly in your country, one day when they wake up in glory, they're going to say the sufferings they went through are not worthy to be compared with the glory. The sufferings in Russia. The Russians are going to wake up in glory, and they're going to look around, and maybe some of the people who think that they're going to get there are not going to be there. But they're going to wake up in glory, and they're going to think back on the dark days of Russia, and they're going to say, "I can't remember it. It's not worth comparing." So the Bible says, no cross, no crown. Let me read to you from this man. Robert Cromie said, "The birthplace of Christianity was the tomb. The birthplace of splendor is desolation. Spring is conceived in the dark womb of winter. And light is inevitably the offspring of darkness. All this heaviness of night is surely but the prelude to a better dawn. The voice of God and the voice of nature proclaim that the best is yet to be." Always the best is yet to be. I want to say to the people who are watching this on Russian television that the best is yet to be. I want to say to the people watching this on American television, even if you're suffering from cancer and you're going through your own private little hell, the best is yet to be. The Bible says, this man said, the birthplace of Christianity was the tomb. The birthplace of splendor is desolation. Spring is conceived in the dark womb of winter. And the greatest preacher, probably since the Apostle Paul, Charles Haddon Spurgeon, said, he was the great British preacher, he said, "Our best days are often our worst days, and in the darkness we see stars that we never saw in the light." Think of it. Our best days are often our worst days, and in the darkness we see stars that we never saw in the light.